At the ongoing COP26 in Glasgow, the UK, there have been repeated calls from UN Secretary General, from Prime Ministers, presidents for meeting the goal of 1.5 degrees Celsius cap. Do you see that happening? Let me start with you, Philippa.
I think we've got a hard road ahead of us, because we have to dramatically drop 50% of our carbon emissions really by 2030. And that means we have to take large steps, not incremental steps. And it's great to see China committing to be carbon neutral by 2050, because I think the big countries have got to show the way. We know that if we reduce the cars in our cities by congestion charging, or making it like the British, that you can't buy fossil fuel vehicles after 2030, then people take public transport like rail, cycle, walk, and that has benefits for people's health and well-being. So if we can agree to work together, and we can get the social license to do it, both within countries, within cities, and between governments who see that we've got to have some global governments here if we're going to make that, stop the world being an inferno.
France, you have been studying and advocating a systems approach regarding urban health and well-being. What exactly is a systems approach, and why is that important?
Yes, I think urban health, the urban health community and the concept of urban health may have started off as trying to understand what makes healthy life in cities. But there are obvious health benefits from living in cities, like living in good homes, well-heated homes in winter, eating healthy food, having access to transportation and breathing clean air, and so on. We have a pretty good understanding of that kind of health in cities. But there are also other invisible factors like the urban microbiome or mental health in cities, and other social determinants of health, which we are just starting to understand. But then if we go a step further towards this, what you mentioned, the systems approach, it is really understanding health more as an interdisciplinary and integrated concept. It's not just about human health in the urban environment, but it's also the health of the urban environment, the health of cities, and healthy environments.
Dr. Zhu, how much urban green space do city dwellers need to be healthy, and why is the connection to rural and suburban areas so important?
Thank you. That's scientifically it's a big question, because we still don't know how sufficient green space is sufficient for a healthy urban environment. But in general, I think the scientific community is gaining a lot of data to support that the more green space we can bring to the cities, the much healthier the city is. And also because people are all coming from the nature, we have our so-called old friends. These old friends are in the nature, the microbes. We can't see them, but they are everywhere. So if you visit like a green park, you will expose yourself to the natural microbial community. So you're likely to have a much healthier microbial community on your skin or even in your gut. And also by having healthy food, you will improve your microbial community in your gut. And we know now that the gut microbiome has some linkage with our brain, with our other organs in the body. So overall, I think we needed to get in touch with the nature again, because general urbanization has cut the human-nature contact greatly, but we should restore that.
Get back in touch with nature sounds great to me. So, you know, I'm a big fan of letting scientists speak on scientific matters instead of letting politicians speak about those issues. So it's a rare occasion to have all of you here today joining us on the Hub on CGTN. Any one last thought you want to share with our audience? Carlos?
I think there's the human connection, the connection that we have with others, is something very essential to our own well-being. In addition to linking with nature and getting engaged in transforming and improving your local environment with others who live in the same and share the same local environment, I think is one of the things that can help us move beyond the barriers of the transition to a greener economy. It's not all about the economy. It's not all about what's external. It's also about the internal. We share more with our neighbors. We understood better where we live and the importance that has to our own health and to the health of others. So that idea of solidarity and building together a better future is something which is a key ingredient from moving towards a better model of development.